You know, I see why men are staying single because look around. We have women out here bragging about not cooking, not cleaning, not taking care of their home, not being soft, and not being supportive. And then expecting a man to show up as a provider, leader, planner, protector, and lover, while giving him absolutely nothing in return. And yes, I will be the one to say it. A home needs a woman who actually enjoys being a woman. A woman who takes pride in making her home feel warm and peaceful. A woman who loves her man in the same way that she wants to be loved. That is not oppression, that is care. Men are tired of being treated like a walking wallet. Tired of disrespect. Tired of begging for affection and a little peace. So, they are choosing to stay single, not because they hate women, but because they are looking for a woman that values her role just as much as his. And honestly, I don't blame them, because relationships only work when both people show up and give.
The main problem is parents aren't raising girls to be wives. Men are staying single because so many women want a husband but don't want the work that comes with a real relationship. Marriage used to mean partnership, not convenience.
Why successful men stay single? It's often the same mechanism that makes men savage in the workplace that also makes them extremely intelligent when it comes to women. For example, successful men know how to sniff out desperation and entitlement. Most women want their lifestyle, not them, so they become experts at sniffing that shit. They don't settle for
Being single blows, but it's better than paying for all the dates, fun times, and creating memories just to be yelled at and cheated on. It's like watching your worst nightmare and having to pay for it.
There's a viral video where a couple has been together for 8 years and then they get engaged and the guy goes on a bachelor trip. The guy has his bachelor party at a strip club in Miami and he ends up getting a lap dance from one of the strippers. He tells his fiance it was just a lap dance and that he didn't cheat on her, and she's like, I know you didn't cheat on me, but I'm still breaking up with you. So she calls off the wedding and breaks up with him just over the lap dance. So only a month after they break up, he is in feed posting the stripper saying that she is the love of his life and that they have perfect synergy, etc., etc. It turns out he took the stripper's number after he got a lap dance the night of his bachelor party. A couple of years ago, I actually went on a bachelorette trip to Cabo and we ran into a group of bachelors. The bachelor that was getting married was fully hitting on one of my close girlfriends. And not only that, but his friends who were there also had girlfriends that they were even living with, and they were trying to flirt with me. I told one of the guys that was hitting on me, I was like, hey, I'm basically taken, like, I'm in the process of getting back with my ex, and you have a girlfriend, so you shouldn't be hitting on me in the first place. This man proceeds to tell me that I am his exact type. And not only that, but my friend who was getting hit on by the bachelor that they were celebrating, he was telling her that he found my friend more attractive in terms of, like, she was in school studying to be a doctor and his current fiance just sits at home and leeches off his money. This man was, like, scheduled to be married in a few weeks. I don't know about you, but when I get married, my man is not going to Cabo, Miami, or Vegas for a bachelor party. I'm definitely setting my boundaries when it comes to bachelor parties before I even get engaged.
Men are not interested in wasting another 20 years of their life just to be cheated on, used, and lied to. Then start over again with a broken heart. No thanks. Men won't get played for a fool again.
Do you know what the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays? So many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only going to waste their time, waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship. So it's not that men are complaining because they're single. Men are complaining because they've just seen everything as such a waste of time for them lately.
Invested 25 years just to end up with nothing. She was taken care of in every way and had total freedom. After paying all her debts off, she divorced her husband. Have definitely learned their lesson. Never again.
So there is a growing percentage of men in the United States that have started to consider themselves passport bros. Let's talk about it because a lot of people have asked my opinion on this. As somebody who's coached a lot of men and a lot of women, I will say that if you find love anywhere in the world, I'm happy for you. I really don't care what country it's in. Now, I think the issue is when people think about the passport bros and they think about what it is that they stand for, a lot of people are thinking about the fact that they're going to these other countries, they're only trying to buy women's time. They're talking to women who aren't wholesome, or they're talking to women who are SWs, if you know what I mean by that. I, as a man, can honestly say that if American women said they wanted to go to Italy or to France or to the UK to meet guys, I literally do not care, like at all. I want you to be happy. If they treat you better, go there. So I'll say, as a man, if you're going to these other countries to meet women, at the very least, you should be willing to try to learn the language, learn the culture, get to know these women as people, and you're not leveraging your money just to get laid. I think it's really triggering for people to talk about going overseas or dating while you're overseas because everyone gets mad about American men ain't shit, American women ain't shit. And for some people, it's just not that deep. Now, for the guys that want to go to other countries because these women have nothing and you think you can offer them something and they're going to be reliant on you for some sort of green card or, financial whatever, I think you're a weirdo. So I think whatever your definition of a passport bro really is, it could be good, it could be bad, it could be indifferent. But as long as you're not taking advantage of other people, I really don't care what other adults do to find love.
What really scares them isn't men being single. It's men being content. No chasing, no bitterness, just peace, hobbies, and silence where drama used to live.
If a man has no friends, pay attention. If a man has no friends or a very small circle, don't get it twisted. That is not a red flag. That's a man who has mastered himself. A man without friends or a very small circle is a very, very secure man. He's learned that quality matters more than quantity, and he doesn't need an audience to validate his worth. His confidence comes from inside, not from the approval of others. He's not afraid to be alone because he knows his own strength. He is very selective with his energy and who he lets into his life. That is a good quality to have. He walks away from drama and gossip because he has built a peaceful life for himself and does not want to let that go. He doesn't need to be surrounded by people to feel complete. He's comfortable, he's grounded, he's steady, and he doesn't waste time on meaningless relationships. He knows that what he wants, and he doesn't waste time with it. So if you come across a man with very few friends or a very small circle, don't underestimate him. That's not loneliness. That is discipline, and he knows peace. It's not isolation. That is self-mastery, and men like that, they're the hardest ones to replace.
For years, men were told happiness required marriage. Now they've discovered freedom feels better than constant compromise. And suddenly, that narrative needs fixing.
Men are experiencing what it's like to be a woman, and they can't stand it. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. For decades, women have been judged on the way that they look, what they bring to the table, and how they can serve the man. Now that women have access to their own funds, their own housing, their own jobs, it is a different ballgame for these men, and they don't like it. We are finally asking, what do you bring to the table? Because I already have everything I need. Basically, we're judging them on their looks, their finances, and what they bring to the table. So we're flipping the script. And this has brought a resurgence in men whining and being like, I can't find anyone. Male loneliness epidemic. We're doing the same thing you've been doing to us since the beginning of time. You don't like it, do you? Whenever I hear a man, especially on this app, complaining how women are too hard, their standards are too high, that they're gonna die alone, I just laugh because it's like, you guys have been doing that to us forever. And we are finally standing up and saying, what do you actually bring to the table? Because I know already I'm going to cook for you, I'm going to clean for you, I'm going to wipe your booty for you. Okay, so what are you going to do for me in return? If you're not upgrading my life, on to the next one. A woman has inherent value to a man. A man is more valuable objectively when there is a good-looking woman by his side, when there is a woman by his side of higher social stature than him. It's just a fact. Men will look at that man and immediately he holds more value. So women have come to the front and be like, I know what value I hold. It's inherent. What are you giving me? And these men don't like it. They don't like it at all. Keep doing it though. I love you.
Men didn't abandon relationships. They abandoned the idea that loneliness is worse than stress. Turns out solitude with peace beats company with expectations.
I don't like men who approach with money, because that happens too. Men will come up to you.
Oh yeah,
right
what's
off the
up with
bat.
that?
Yeah, like right off the bat, they'll come up to you like, I do this. I got these properties.
I got a yacht. I got
this,
a plane.
I got
this.
this. And then so you start talking to them, and then it's like crickets. And then when you ask them for something, it's like, oh, all you want is money. You're materialistic.
No, not just that.
You literally approached me with materials. No, I just don't get why guys approach with money. Like, it's weird to me. Like,
If
why?
they want to do it, fine, but like fully be expected of a girl ready to like get some of that. To me, that's what I always say. I'm like, I don't care what house, what car you got, any of that stuff, if it's not going to me.
The outrage comes from watching men opt out without collapsing, because society was built on the assumption that men need relationships more than women do.
No, males are not choosing,
Oh, yes, they are.
but I do find it hilarious how they are all like, yeah, we're done with women. That's why we're all single, because we chose to be done with women.
You know, if someone tells you something often enough, maybe you should start believing them because, yeah, a lot of men are just completely done with dating.
You guys didn't choose that. You know you didn't choose that.
Oh, but they did. What exactly is so hard to believe about that?
You know that right now women are becoming really picky and not choosing men that all they do is bring a paycheck.
Like I've said before, there's a lot of women that are very upset that a lot of guys are actually choosing to be single because they want all of the power for themselves and to be able to dictate who they date. It is incomprehensible to some that guys actually can choose who to date.
Although there are still women out there who will accept that. And I suggest you go find them and leave us alone.
Oh, I don't think that'll be a problem at all because it's almost like personality types similar to some that we've just seen are almost the very reasons why a lot of guys are choosing to remain single.
When men stop seeing marriage as a milestone and start seeing it as a risk assessment, the panic isn't emotional, it's statistical.
Did you know that in the last decade, the amount of involuntarily celibate and single men has increased by 253%? There are many reasons for this trend. Lower testosterone levels, easier access to porn, and of course, OnlyFans models. But that's not the full story. The ugly truth is that the modern woman is making more money now and she's no longer interested in the average man. I know I'll get flack for saying this, and it's not good for women either, but it's the world that we live in. Women are out-learning and out-earning men at historically high levels, and it's created what some statisticians refer to as the death of the average male. As a man, knowing this, you can either settle for where you are if you're content, or raise what I call your mating value score if you're not. This is what I help my clients do, and it's how they go from 5s to 9s and increase the quality and quantity of women they date. If you're curious about your mating value score and how to raise it, read the caption.
Men aren't afraid of commitment, they're afraid of contracts where effort is mandatory but appreciation is optional, and happiness is always to be discussed later.
Why does every older man always explain to the young men that, hey, when you get older, don't ever get married? I know you're in love with her now, but don't you ever get married? And I mean older, like 55 plus. Like, legitimately, what happened? That entire generation always makes jokes how much they hate their wife or vice versa, right? Did everybody just marry people that they hate? Was everything arranged marriage? No shot to arranged marriage, That's a cultural thing, but have we lost hope?
What looks like avoidance is really clarity. Men finally realize they don't need to be chosen to feel valuable, and that realization changes everything. That's all for today. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to press the notification bell so you get the latest updates from our channel.